The 15 main root causes of insecurity. Insecurity is in the nature of being human. It is a commonplace, even if most people make a serious effort to disguise it. Too many things to know, too many things to learn, too many rejections. Mostly everyone has had significant experience of the things that undermine confidence. But what makes for more than the usual amount of insecurity? What contributes to some people becoming insecure? Here are a few of its causes. Number 1. Temperament. Little human personalities can be different from the moment of birth, just as not all children have the same colour eyes or hair, neither do they have the same temperament. Preschool kids have distinctive and lasting characteristics on such dimensions as being reactive versus calm, tending to approach or avoid new situations, and being introverted or extroverted. While not guaranteeing fractured confidence as an adult, inborn qualities can make a contribution to it. Number 2. Overly critical parenting. Security can be undermined by parents who are too critical, neglectful, or, frankly, abusive. Sometimes neglect is unavoidable, as it tends to be in families where there are lots of children or the parents are working long hours outside of the home to put food on the table. But sometimes the insecurity develops because of something more subtle. If you are born to extroverted parents and you are introverted, while your siblings are more like your folks, you may feel like an odd duck, not quite fitting in. If your dad was hoping for an athlete and you are an artist, the same sense of parental disappointment might be hard to miss. Number 3. Bullying. Kids can be targeted by their classmates for all sorts of reasons, including the way they look, where they live, how they dress, and racial, religious, or ethnic differences. Gender matters too, especially if you are the sole female in a physics class with a wise guy classmate who makes fun of you and a teacher who hasn't the capacity to stop it, as I witnessed back in high school. Number 4. Body image. In a society filled with spectacularly beautiful advertising images, it is difficult to be plain, and worse yet, unattractive in any way. Too tall, too skinny, too fat. God help you. Too much acne, bad hair, a lack of finely tuned motor coordination. Same problem. Some of us continue to see ourselves in terms of that early self and struggle with the sense of insecurity produced back then. Number 5. Learning problems. This can take the form of a learning disability, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, or even being average in a school filled with high achievers. Number 6. Multiple changes of residence. Being the new kid is not usually fun, especially for introverted young people who struggle with fitting in and finding friends. Insecurity can follow. Number 7. Parental overprotection. When parents prevent their children from doing things that are simply a part of growing up, they can communicate to the child that he isn't up to the task. Moreover, they rob the young one of the chance to grow from experience, learn what he needs to know in the social sphere, and become more confident. He may also be at risk of being seen as different by his peers because he is the kid who isn't allowed to do things most other parents freely permit. Number 8. Parental expectations. For some parents, life won't be complete until their children go to Harvard, become famous and have a building named after them. Even an objectively accomplished person can be insecure if he feels he has failed to reach that standard, unless he throws off this requirement by dint of self-examination or therapy. In today's civilized world, we compete with the best brains and ideas on an international scale. Quite a change from most of human history, when you could easily feel great being a big fish in a small pond. That is, standing out for athletic or scholarly excellence in your tiny community. Number 9. Money. If your classmates and their parents have more money, nicer homes, or better clothes than you do, this can cause you to be noticed in an uncomfortable way and make you feel less worthy than the others. Number 10. Guilt. Do you have a secret? Do you feel guilty about something others don't know about? Are you adopted? Or is your father alcoholic or your mother depressed? Such things can make you feel vulnerable in the belief others would disapprove, if only they knew. And if they do, the talk behind your back is predictable. Number 11. Being in someone's shadow. While there are a great many good things about being the child or sibling of a person who is extraordinary, it can create a high bar to any kind of recognition or acceptance of you for your own sake. Someone who has his own identity and is worth knowing, even if he isn't an Olympic champion or a captain of industry. Number 12. Blushing and sweating. We all get nervous, but some of us do stand out in a visible way. President Richard Nixon was famous for the amount of perspiration he generated during the Kennedy-Nixon presidential debates in 1960. So much that most people who saw him on TV thought he lost. But the majority of those who only heard him over the radio thought he won. Whatever insecurity you are prone to can be amplified by knowing your discomfort will sometimes shine like a lighthouse beacon. Number 13. Isolation. Children whose living conditions offer little opportunity to socialise with same-aged kids are at a disadvantage. The talented and extroverted among them are more likely to have confidence when they enter the social arena, while the introverted may have more difficulty. Living at a distance from other kids your own age or being homeschooled can fuel this problem. The distance also doesn't afford the opportunities of living in challenging social situations that contribute to a growing sense of competence and mastery. Once behind the curve, whether through the peculiar circumstances of childhood or your own avoidance of challenges as an adult, you might come to feel you are now too lacking in practice and even further behind others in any number of work, social or sexual situations. Number 14. Life failures. The frustrations of life can take their toll. Confidence might be undermined by too many jobs lost, goals unfulfilled, rejections, and relationship failures. Number 15. The depredations of aging. If your self-image depends largely on just one thing, a loss of that thing can make a big difference in your sense of security. Athletic prowess fades, as does beauty. Worse yet, the former prom king and queen can discover their bodies no longer demand positive attention, or perhaps now get the wrong kind of attention. Some feel mocked by the photos of their youth. None of these factors will undermine every person. Many of them interact with one another, making confidence more difficult. But getting over what is past and challenging yourself to master new and difficult situations tends to be productive. Therapy can be helpful in coming to terms with a history anchoring you to the ocean's bottom, as well as a present that looks too daunting given your internal shakiness. The important thing is moving forward. Metaphorically speaking, humans are like the great white shark, which must swim in order to breathe. Either we keep moving forward or we die. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons and leave a comment below this video to let me know your thoughts. If you have any questions, please drop me a comment below this video to let me know what you would like to see next and what type of videos you want me to create for you. I will be able to respond back to you as soon as possible. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.